Yeah, I want to congratulations on, your recent promotion to black belt, dude. That was awesome to see.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And, I feel like some people, spectators and fans really, they don't understand how big a moment that is for you guys. For example, Woodley, his last fight, I mean, he was way happier about getting his black belt than retaining the UFC title. And so, how awesome was
Yeah,
that for you, man?
it's pretty cool, man. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time, so I still train the gi, and it's really cool. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Does a moment like that kind of catch you by surprise? I mean, I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not a black belt myself, so like, how does the process go?
Um, and so for after you get your black belt, there's really not a prize at that point. It's pretty much just time put in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was due for my first degree. Uh, so, like I said, it was about that time. Anyway,
Yeah, right on, man. Well, yeah, congrats again. That was great. It's great, always great to see the hard work paying off. Um,
thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
and on top of that, it seems like things are going pretty well in the real estate world too. Like shit, dude, what can't you do? So, how long have you been doing that
Well,
for?
I try. I try definitely.
How long have you been doing that for?
Oh, I've been into real estate for, I don't know. I bought a place and I bought a house, my first house in outside of the one I live in,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
Yeah.
I think I bought that in 2014, I think.
Okay.
Uh, so since then, I've kind of, I guess, navigated towards that.
Yeah.
Trying to, I guess, build that part of my portfolio, if you will. But it's just, I think it's a good thing for everybody. It's something that people pay down your bills for you. You can, I'm really getting into Airbnb because I like the ability to make adjustments,
Oh, nice.
and I can get my listing higher and get more money than I potentially would with a regular renter.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I mean, it sounds like you might be giving Ally Quinta a run for his money in that department, right?
Say
you
that again.
You've given Ally Quinta a run for his money in the real estate
Uh,
business. You
yeah,
got,
I have no desire to be an agent at all.
yeah.
But yeah, so I have no effort or intention in being an agent. I just want to do the rental thing. It's a lot easier, for sure.
Yeah, it's just he's always the first guy. People think about home selling and that kind of stuff in MMA anyway. So, so I
Yeah,
had to bring up the comparison. Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that alone answers like any how do you stay busy questions. But along with the real estate and fighting and coaching, you're also still doing some commentary work too, right? I mean, I know it's not exactly a new thing you've been doing, but you did a recent LFA show, I think it was.
It's calmed down quite a bit. I don't have a lot of between the coaching and real estate and stuff like that. I don't have a lot of time for it. I know a lot of those guys like to book in advance and they like to know in advance, and I just can't give them the notice that they need for it to make sense for both of us. So
Yeah.
uh, maybe that'll be there down the road a little bit, but I would love to do that at some point. I'm just not sure if that's the right thing for me at the moment.
Yeah. More just like a little side hobby that, you can do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, commentary and analyst work, they're pretty similar. You have any interest in like, the desk stuff? Like I know Laura Sanko does some of that and, that kind of thing.
Yeah, any of that stuff I really enjoy. It's just once again, those guys always try to book way far in advance, and I just
Hmm.
don't know. It's really difficult for me to do that if I have somebody to take a fight. They're going to
Yeah.
be upset.
Too busy
I
living in
really
the
want to sit
present.
in on that. Yeah, I can't give them that. So
Yeah, well, I mentioned coaching and fighting, among the many things you do, of course. And I thought it was kind of funny, especially in hindsight. But last time we talked, you said that you were a much better coach than a fighter. And then in your fight after you said that, you went out and made a statement against Warley Elvis. I mean, damn, dude, how great did that win feel? Especially as the underdog.
Yeah, it was good. It felt really good. I was a big underdog, and I knew a tough fight. He's a tough opponent, but I just felt like I matched up really well with him. I typically don't get beat up by the big power puncher, overhand right, left hook type guys, and I didn't feel like he had the cardio to hang with me for 15 minutes. I felt like fundamentally he was very weak. I just like his footwork was good enough to hang with me. I just felt like he had some major flaws that I'm really good at exposing, and like I said, I thought fundamentally he wasn't going to be able to keep up with me. And I was always said that before, and I think that came out. And at 70, I can go. I can hit the gas button. I can just go. I can go for 15 minutes, no problem at 170, and I like that.
Yeah, it would be hard not to, right? I mean, and you definitely proved pretty much all you said right there. I mean, in the fight itself. So, yeah, that was a really awesome win. And is it more satisfying to be the underdog? I mean, that might be a stupid question, and then pulling off the win like that, I can't imagine it not feeling a whole lot better. But you tell me.
Well, if it's one thing that I've came to learn in this sport is really there's not a lot of people that know shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
The analysts and the odds makers, they don't know. You can get a good gauge for who's going to win, but man, I've been saying this for a long time. Like I said this throughout my whole fight week leading up. Like you guys have been seeing just a watered down I can really give, and at 55, I find myself like slowing down. I find myself looking at the clock, stalling the fight. And at 70, I can just go, man. Like I can hit the pedal and go, and I don't get tired at 70. So, I felt like it felt like that was me. That was me out there. That's what you're gonna see, and I felt like that was the real version of what me as the fighter brings to the table. I felt like that was a very, very good depiction of what I can do, essentially, to a top-level guy. And, so to answer your question, it felt good, I was an underdog. I knew I would be, though. Going up in weight against a guy like Warley has a finish win over Covington. He beat guys, Nordine Taleb. He had some good wins, you know what I mean? So, of course I was going to be the underdog. Now, wherever the odds came out at, I was like plus 500 or something like that. I thought that was kind of a slap to the face because I've been around the block with some of the OGs of this sport, some of the best this sport's ever produced, and you know what I mean. Like I feel confident saying that I fought some of the best guys on planet Earth.
Yeah.
And, for me, when I see a guy that slows after one round, I look at that as a big weakness. So, our plan was like, if I'm going to come back battered, bruised, and bloody, I'm not easy to finish. So I looked at my whole career. I'm not an easy guy to finish. It doesn't happen very often.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't see him. As long as I didn't give up my neck and get that guillotine, I just didn't see him beaten. I didn't see it. And he was trying to bait me into the guillotine a couple times. I seen it coming a mile away. And I just didn't bite on it. You know what I mean? And after round one, he was tired, and I was just getting started. So it really exactly what we thought was going to happen did happen, and good game planning on my coach's part, Mark Montoya. He's done some really awesome things. He got a lot of fighters now. He's doing some pretty incredible things. I'm glad to be a part of that kind of before he got as big as he did.
Well, yeah,
for his.
Yeah. Mentioning Montoya, I was straight up just thinking, going to ask you about him. You're a great coach, of course, and that goes without saying. But I think that last year was really Mark Montoya's year. Even going into this one, he's still on a roll with you guys and his fighters. So yeah, how's it been just working with him and continually seeing Factory X grow and get its proper recognition? I think.
Yeah, it is. It is, and he is, and he's a workhorse, man. No coach out there. He says this, but it's true. No coach out there works like he works. They don't work like him. They don't obsess over the game like he does, and they don't demand the quality out of their fighters that he does. And I've seen him flat out tell people, like, I've seen him tell dudes that have traveled all the way across the country that they come in and give a half-ass effort. I've seen him tell them get the fuck out of the gym, like on numerous occasions. Like, if you don't go in there day in and day out and give your best effort, he's gonna let you know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what he does is, it's not about jab, cross hooks, and game plans and stuff. He's very good at that stuff. But there's a lot of people that are good at that.
Yeah.
It's about the leadership that he brings to the table, that he is able to squeeze every ounce of greatness out of his fighter. You know what I mean? Like, when you go to fight for him, you want to win for him. You want to go to war for him. Mm-hmm. You don't want to disappoint him. Not because he puts pressure on you, but because you know that he's put so much time and energy and effort into planning your win. So for me, every time I go to fight, I want to win for him, myself, obviously. But he's just very good at squeezing little amounts of greatness out of people that other coaches will not be able to get.
Yeah, very well said. I mean, because he's really, I'm sure he's always been doing well, but I mean, this just recently, it's like everything's really paying off, it seems. So yeah, it's really cool to see that, that payoff as well for him. And do you try and, replicate some of your coaching style from his, just, having him as your coach?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I take pieces from everybody, but, I mean, more so than anything, I mean, I see what works, and I try to do it. I have my own sprinkle and stuff, but, yeah, of course, I would be dumb not to take what he has. And him and I have a different type of relationship. Like, he has played a big role. This is not taking anything away from, like, my father, but Mark is like a father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He plays that role in my life, and I still love my father very much. But it's Mark we just have a different. It goes past fighter coach. We have a different look for each other, and so yeah. To answer your question, yeah, I take stuff from him all the time, and I think he takes little tidbits here and there from me as well. And but yeah, I mean, I still a ton of stuff from him.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I bet it would be hard not to, when he's as great a mind as he is.
Of course.
But yeah, moving on though into this year and fighting, what's looking to be next for you inside the octagon, man? I mean, I think everyone was kind of looking at Wichita, as I'm sure you were interested in that one too. Then I think I saw you say maybe summertime recently. So yeah, what's going on with James Krause, the fighter?
Yeah, I mean, Wichita was offered to me. I have a fighter that I coach on it, Dylan Dawson, that's fight on it. He's making his UFC debut. So I wanted to give him the 100% attention that he deserves to make his UFC debut. And then whenever, after he's done winning his debut, I will look to get back in there. I would like to do something early summer, possibly. But Grant 100% deserves my undivided attention to his victory, and he'll get that next week.
Yeah, awesome. Definitely looking forward to that one. As for that whole card, so do you have anything in mind, like specific events you want to show back up on, or an opponent, or you're just like, no, we'll take whatever. We're gonna keep extending this win streak.
Man, I really don't look for opponents and stuff anymore, because every time I've asked for somebody, they don't give them to me anyway. So yeah. I gave up on that. I quit asking a long time ago. I just, they shoot a name at me, and I'm usually game.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so as for some of your fighters, as you mentioned, however, I have to ask about the whole John Jones situation and how it affected Megan's fight, because I know that she was worried initially about you and the team, getting everything sorted out properly so that you could just get there. How was it dealing with all that UFC 232 nonsense?
I didn't actually have to deal with it because I didn't show up until the day of weigh-in.
Oh, okay.
So, I was on vacation. I already had a vacation booked like 6 months in advance, so I was there until the day away. And so I actually didn't have to deal with all the travel nonsense. But man, my team, we are very good at pivoting when we need to, adapting, adjusting, and overcoming. Like that is no. That was peanuts for us. That was no sweat off our back at all. It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, what we were saying during that week was like, we're fighting on Saturday and we're going to win. We can win in Vegas. We can win in LA. We can win in Canada, Australia. It doesn't matter. So you just tell us where we need to show up and fight, and then we'll be there. You know what I mean? So it doesn't. That kind of stuff doesn't shake us at all.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, just about John Jones and that situation in general. What are your thoughts on that? It's kind of a touchy subject, of course.
You say that again. You keep cutting out.
Oh, sorry about that. Just the John Jones situation overall, kind of a touchy subject. Just curious what you think about all that.
Ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Like, the dude, I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to bore the interviews. I'm not going to say anything somebody hasn't already said 200 times. But it just seems like the dude keeps getting preferential treatment. It's whatever. Like, for me, I don't care what, like, let everybody do steroids or don't let anybody do steroids. You know what I mean? Like, pick one and let's do it. Now, all that being said, if they were to get rid of the USADA testing or get rid of a third party like WADA, they didn't replace it, I would for sure retire.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I don't have any desire to be part of that type of sport.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I guess that's the best way to put it without going into details. Yeah, it's great. It's crazy to me as well. But yeah, as for Megan's fight itself, that same week, not a whole lot to take away, I guess. Other from it being Megan did her job and got the win, rightfully so. When it comes to a rematch, though, do you think that that's kind of the direction things are heading in, with just all things considered with the division and everything?
Oh man, look. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything bad about Kat or her team or anything, but all they have to do is make a phone call. Well, we said that night that we would take a rematch. We will take a rematch yesterday, today, tomorrow. We want the rematch.
Yeah.
And we feel like we were robbed of a good win. So all she has to do is make a phone call, her or her team. If they want the fight, they'll get it. We've been very publicly open about being more than accepting to take that rematch. It's one phone call away, literally. If they want that fight again, it's no problem on our end. Don't have a contract signed that same day.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's been made clear for sure. But I mean, with Cyborg she's up in the air, with her future in the UFC, and then Nunes is looking to go back down. Do you feel like Kat kind of is the only option at the moment for Megan? I mean, which sucks to say, but it's just kind of how it is.
No, so apparently we actually just got news that they're signing some position with my partners. So that's brand new to us as well. But yeah, I mean, it's whatever. If they sign more people, then we can get somebody new. If Kat wants to come back up, she can come back up. If any of the other girls want to come up, they can too. I mean, and if the UFC cuts the division, man, we're gonna pivot and adjust regardless of what happens. So our goal doesn't waver due to promotion. So it's whatever. We want to be the best 45er on the planet. You know what I mean? So if that's in Bellator because UFC cuts the division, so be it. If that's PFL at 55, so be it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't care. Whoever wants to get it can get it.
Right on. That's the mentality right there.
And I'm not trying to be a cocky dick, but it's just like, look, like, we want to fight. You know what I mean? Like, we want to fight, and we're ready to fight. She wants to fight. She wants to be way more active than what she is, and it just is what it is. So, like, we would love the Cat rematch, or if they present some new 45ers to us, we're ready. You know what I mean? Like, we're ready to train every day. We're ready to fight. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. Totally. But yeah, as for another one of your fighters, or at least one I know you worked with a little bit recently, Devontae Smith picked up really great win recently too, and he seemed to really credit you a lot in preparation for that fight. How has it been helping him out on his journey?
I mean, I haven't got to help him as much as I would like, but the kid is just, he's a phenom, and he is an athlete. Hits like a truck. He's got all the tools it takes to be something really special. His work ethic is really good, and I think just he's young though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's really young. So I think one of the things that I brought to the table for him was just some of the experience. You know, kind of fast tracking the experience, how to deal with some of the guys that know how to shut that style down, and just giving them some different looks and different ideas and concepts they do to deal with guys like me that have been around the block for a little bit, you know, and know how to get past those tricks. But that kid is insane, man. His power and hand speed is nuts. He's an athlete. He stops the takedown well. The sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, for sure. Is he more up at Factory X, or where does he go to Glory a bit? How is he split up?
No, he's a Factory X guy.
Okay, just making sure there. You know, and speaking of Factory X guys, another Smith actually. You know, he's got a pretty big fight tomorrow. Anthony Smith against John Jones, who we mentioned. You know, what do you think about that fight as a fight?
I mean, of course, that's a tough fight for Anthony. That's a tough fight for anybody. But man, you know, he's been the underdog his whole life. You know, it's a fight that he can win. He says it perfect. He's like, man, I'm just a kid from Nebraska. I'm not even supposed to be here right now. So he's already won. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
he's already won. Now in terms of the fight, man, the dude figures out ways to win. You know what I mean? Like, and he's shown it over and over and over again. He can't ever turn that. And he's a scrappy dude. And he's a fighter. He's a fighter. And he's gonna fight John Jones. You know what I mean? He's not gonna martial arts John Jones. He's gonna fight John Jones. And that's I think another thing that he has is he's not scared of John Jones. You know what I mean? He's not afraid of that man at all. So I think a lot of people walk in there beat already against him. But we'll see. You know, of course, John Jones is a tough fight for anybody. You can't to say anything other than that is absurd. So, you know, I wish Anthony. I'm good friends with Anthony. I really like the dude a lot. And I wish him nothing but great success. And I think, you know, hopefully he wins a world title tomorrow.